please join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Josh, would you please be kind enough to take the attendance?
Yes. Mr. Foster.
I am here.
Mr. Burgess.
Present.
Mrs. Foster.
Here.
Mr. Frazier.
Here.
Mr. Nealon is on his way. He just messaged me but is absent at this moment. Same thing for Mr. Wentworth. Same thing for Mrs. Aruda. Ms. Atherton down.
I'm here.
We have 3 en route, but we do have 4.
For adjustments to agenda?
I have 3 adjustments to the agenda. So to L1A for resignations, we need to add Kayla Harvey, our medical aide that we've employed for the last 3 years. And to nominations, I need to add Colin Meshi, BMS Boys A Team Soccer Coach, and James Osgood, BHS Football Assistant Coach. And then I also need to add L11, which will be a new agenda item, and that's everyone's favorite selection of delegate to the MSBA Delegate Assembly. If you're not here, I think maybe we should just move that to the front of the agenda and they automatically get nominated.
I think that's a good idea.
Not it, I work.
Keith's
I
not
worked
in
that
there.
day.
Yeah, Keith made it, so he's not the delegate. And then the only other adjustment, just if we can move L3, the second reading of policy to the end, just so we can get our executive sessions going sooner rather than later.
Seeing no objections, I move that we do those adjustments.
Second that?
Do we have a second? A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Sounds great, man.
That's unanimous. Excellent. This is the time for public participation. If you are here and would like to publicly participate, you can come up behind our beautiful crystal podium. If you are at home and you would like to publicly participate, you can do so at publiccomment@rsu25.org, or you can phone in for public comment at 307-8099. And seeing as how we don't have a line, we can move on to approval of the minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes of July 15th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Next, we have communications and correspondence.
The only communication I have for you is last spring, you approved a trip for, if you remember, Mr. Fisher come in and we approved 2 trips for the BMS Outdoor Club. The second trip we were unable to have happen. He was able to reschedule it, but it's for this fall as opposed to last winter. And so we don't really need approval. You guys have already approved the trip. It's just gonna be the same one. It's just more communicated to you that we're doing it on a different date. And obviously it's not gonna be cold, it's gonna be warm.
It's going to be a different group of
Instead of
students.
skiing, they would be
So
hiking.
yes, they will not be bringing snowshoes with them anyways. But I just more wanted to update you for that we don't have to take action on it. It's just more letting you know that that's happening. Did I miss anything on that?
No.
And are they the same students, or do we get to re-up?
Well, it's not the same students unfortunately, because last year was gonna be 8th graders, and those 8th graders are no longer middle school students, they are now 9th graders. So it will be a different set of students that will be.
They will be 8th graders.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
And they were in the outdoor club in 7th grade.
correct.
Okay.
We'll accept that.
Great. Any other questions? All right. Next, we have got the superintendent's report.
You have my report. I don't think any questions if folks have any.
It was late.
It was very late. I apologize. I was out of state at the end of last week and the conference the last 2 days, so I apologize for the tardiness.
Board Chair's report. I hope everyone's been having a nice summer. As you can see, some of us are enjoying the summer right at the moment. And they're not here, but they will be here later. I don't really have very much to say because we haven't really had very much to do, but if you do have the ability to come in to sign warrants, we really would appreciate it. Paula is cranking those things out, and we have lost one of our regular signers. So if you guys do have the ability to come in to sign, we would appreciate it. Thank you. Next, we've got committee reports. Curriculum hasn't met, correct?
We have not met.
All right. Finance committee met right before this. We are well within the budgetary range because we have just started. So we haven't screwed up anything too bad yet. And it appears as though we are making money on the summer food, but that is only because we don't have the food bill yet. Any questions on finance? All right. Policy, you also didn't meet?
We did not meet.
All right. Facilities and grounds,
We did not meet.
we also didn't meet, and HCTC also didn't meet, right?
Hopefully we'll meet.
We'll look at that, we just raced right through that whole business we've gotten done. That brings us into new business, where we've got some resignations and retirements.
Yes, so for resignations, as I did email you folks about a couple weeks ago, Mr. McGuire has resigned as Director of Facilities. We wish him best of luck, he's just, it was a tough decision for him, but it was the right personal move, and he's done a nice job for us for the last couple of years, and again, takes a lot of pride in his work here, and so certainly we wish him the best of luck moving forward. Support personnel, we have Alyssa West, who was a special education ed tech for us, and as I mentioned earlier, Kayla Harvey, our medical aide. And then for coaches, Johanna Stiles has resigned, her indoor and outdoor assistant track coach, and then Adrian Stone had to step down as assistant football coach.
Well, I move that we accept the resignation with regret as a
Second.
block.
1 second.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor? That's unanimous, thank you. Next, we got nominations.
For nominations, we have a large list here. Our administrators have been very busy. I don't think Mrs. Woods has stopped interviewing, I think most of the summer, every week she's had. But we are very happy to,
Abby.
My hard drive's not installed, is what that's telling me.
Maybe Mr. Morrow.
yeah.
Mr. Moore?
Look up here. Maybe just shut it for now.
How do I silence this?
You shut it.
So, again, we have a long list here. We'll start first. And I think maybe we'll take this first one separately.
Sure.
So we have David Maham, who is here with us today. We interviewed him for the facility director position. David comes to us, as you saw in my background, worked for a number of years for the University of Maine in their facilities department, and then most recently for the Old Town School Department. And so the committee was very happy to bring his name forward to the board with us, and I know he is raring to go.
Excellent. So I would look for a motion.
I move that we accept the nomination of David Maham as Director of Facilities and Maintenance.
Any questions? I will look for a second.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Yeah.
That is unanimous.
Dan's really distracted.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Let's do that again, I don't know.
Do that again.
Next, we have teachers.
So for the rest, if it's okay with the board, we'll take this, I'll give you as a block here. So Zachary DeRosiers is going to be joining our grade 314. He comes to us from the Belfast School District, where he has been special education ed tech. And then for support personnel, this is where Mrs. Woods has been very busy. We have Emily Haville, Kim Blake, Sarah Tracy, Nicole Cody, and Kim Hills all joining us, our sped department as educational technicians. And then for coaches, we have James Osgood for BHS football. Denise Smith will be looking to take over the outing club at the high school. Jen Cavelli, BMS cross country coach. Colin Meshi for BMS boys 18 soccer coach. Heather Tweedy as our BMS yearbook advisor, and Sean Varney as our BHS golf volunteer.
Well, I move that we accept the nominations as a block.
Second.
Before we do that, I would just ask the question, does this round out the roster, or do you still have empty positions?
So currently, we have an opening a custodial opening at BMS, but we do have some applications for that we're ready to review and move forward on. We are 1.4 teachers, special education teachers, along for it. Remember, we created that 0.4 last year, that we moved some from a title position, or to round out our title position. And ed techs, one ed tech.
We're doing pretty good.
So
We're
We could use.
And I think Christina will remind me every time, and a Miles Lane School principal position.
We're fine for now,
No,
thanks.
that we have, but just so that we know that that is open.
We don't wanna forget it.
We're fine for now.
So do we need to give you any sort of special authority that if you find somebody who's able to meet the qualifications for those open positions, that you can hire them, get them all on so that they're available for the beginning of the school year without us having a special meeting?
So, at the meeting back in May, you gave me through September for a meeting, and I would, it's obviously at the board's, discretion here, but we do have some applicants, for special education teaching positions, and those do not stick around very quickly, so,
Yeah.
I certainly would appreciate that ability to do so, but it obviously, it's.
We've already given it to you and it's all still working and well.
Yeah.
Not up to, I just wanted to make sure that
Something
we
maybe look
weren't
at next
holding you
month.
up.
Yeah, absolutely.
See where we're at.
See where we're at in terms of.
In October.
Yeah, I think that would be and obviously, like we did with facilities director, any central office administrative position we would bring to the board before issuing the contract, so. But the administrators are not allowed to go anywhere at this point, so we're.
You can't leave us.
Miss Christina doesn't get run over in the park.
That's right.
We're all good.
Don't say
But she can cover literally everything.
You know,
Alright.
she did not laugh nearly as much as I did when I said she was gonna be facilities director too for the.
That was not, you don't want that, Justin.
She has a certain area in which she operates.
Not really your skill set.
Facilities is probably not it.
Okay, so, any other discussion on any of this? If not, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Perfect, that is unanimous, thank you.
That will bring us to, we're skipping ahead.
We're
now.
skipping policy.
Yep.
And now we are moving into executive session pursuant to MRSA Title I, Section 4056B, for the purpose of discussion a student discipline issue.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Those unanimous, thank you.
Yes.
So do they all get to leave for the day?
She said.
No, they have coming back from our executive session, and I would look for a motion.
Well, I move that we accept the re-entry of a student to RSU 25.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This one is from Alicia Dow.
She thought she was
All
gonna
those in
break.
favor?
Just
Unanimous. Thank you. Now it is time for us to move into executive session pursuant to MRSA Title I, Section 456B, for the purpose of discussing a student discipline issue.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? And that is unanimous as well.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of re-entry? That is unanimous. Thank you. Now, we are,
I'd like to
we
Make a
are
motion to go back into
making a
executive session.
motion to go into
Second.
executive session pursuant to MRSA Title I, Section 4056B for the purpose of discussing history issues.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all those in favor? It's unanimous. And we're back. Now it is time for item number L2, first reading of policy, of which there is none. Item L3, second reading of policy, JJIE, chemical use by students relating to a student activity in extracurricular participation. DKC, expense authorization and reimbursement. DKC-R, expense reimbursement procedure travel. IJNDB, student computer and internet use. And GCSB, employee use of social media.
So there are no changes, minus one exception on, and it's just a reference, so there's no change to the policy, to all the language, but if you remember at the last one, I forgot to put a reference on to our employee use of social media, and just into the references, I'm actually adding two. So first one is JICE, student publications, and it's just about, because in that, social media policy that we talk about, it talks about putting student, posting pictures of student, and there could be a conflict if a media release hasn't been signed, so it's just making sure that we don't have policies and, that are conflicting with each other. So we've referenced that one, and I also referenced CHCAA student handbooks because we talk about, media releases and stuff inside the student handbooks as well, so.
Yep.
But the policies themselves have not changed, I'm just adding references onto them.
Do we need any discussion on this item?
Well, I move that we accept the second reading of the policies as listed.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Next, we have annual appointment of the school medical advisor for the fiscal 26 year.
FY 26 year.
Look at that, I caught something.
I would like to make an amendment
Very
to
good.
the agenda, thank you.
That's what happens when you copy and paste it from the previous year's agenda over, you forget to change the year. So annually, we just have to appoint our medical advisor that helps us with our orders. Sarah Willie, who's a nurse practitioner, FMP over at the health center, has done this for us for the last several years. She does a great job. And she's been really good if we just have general questions relative to our practices for our school nurses. Ginger reaches out to her quite frequently. And she's also taken a little bit bigger role in trying to help coordinate mental health services with BRHC and us, so.
Somewhat related to this, I noticed our medical assistant left.
Separate.
Is that a position that will be
Posted.
posted?
I just got that resignation today.
Is it because she's now an RN, or was she always an RN?
I don't know
I
if
mean,
that's
just, I
right.
noticed she signed RN.
Abby, are you looking for a job?
No, no, and definitely not as a medical assistant.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know the entire
Is she always that?
situation, so it's just,
But you are rehiring, just, I know a lot of people in the medical field, just,
yes,
I'm just wondering.
pretty quickly actually, because we're gonna need,
So hurry up, Abby.
so.
I mean, I don't know if I can come up with anyone, I'll just call them. Put feelers out, alright, sorry, a little off topic.
So you've discussed with Sarah, she's willing to do this again and interested,
I
okay.
even have it in writing from her via email. Sorry, but I did that because I didn't want to assume that she was just gonna do what she always has, but yeah, she said, yes, thank you.
Okay,
So,
Excellent. And I would look for a motion.
Well, I move that we accept Sarah Wiley as our medical advisor for the fiscal year 2025-26.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. And now the best one of them all, selection of delegate to the MSBA Delegate Assembly.
Not it.
It's not me. Don't jump all at once.
Everyone look at the new person.
I think
personally-
it's
I think that's
wonderful
an
for Natalie
excellent-
to do.
I personally have to work that day,
So,
because the next
day is
week we go to MSBA
information is
conference.
in your packets,
That's
there,
when we go.
there are 2 days for this one. They are virtual meetings, that you can attend, so this is separate than the conference that we go to in October. So, and there's resolutions that I believe Sue put in your packets as well, for those, that you can take a look at. But, and we do need to, this has to be board, we have to actually have minutes where someone, has supported our delegate. And I know it's a commitment, for someone to do this, but it is good to have representation from our district, at these and, you know, to be able to weigh in, and just like anything, you know.
This year
It's
I
hard for
will be
us.
returning from Puerto Rico on that day.
Okay.
I will be flying.
Must be nice.
I'll be in Machias,
I'll be working.
Must be nice.
not as warm.
I think Scott should have to do it since he's retired.
No, because number one, my dog would not go to a.
No,
It's virtual.
This is a Zoom meeting.
Oh, the virtual one?
They just
Yeah,
want
well,
you to have
now-
one meeting.
The dog is
There's
used
two meetings for.
We'll download the Zoom app for you, we'll teach you how to use it, it'll be.
Yeah, somebody have to show me.
I'll bring you zucchini relish.
You've been
Let me
on
check.
Zoom before.
When's it, I have, what are the dates?
The packet,
23rd,
The
24th?
18th.
the 18th is one of them, and
Saturday.
No.
so Saturday, October 18th at 9:30,
Okay, wait a minute.
and
Whoa. Oh, it says.
I thought there was.
Yeah, it actually only has one meeting listed.
It's only one.
It is only one, there you go.
And how long does that usually last?
4 hours.
I think regardless, whoever we
I'm just
select to
wondering
be
if
a
it
delegate,
runs into my
that we
nap.
have a conversation about
What the points are.
what
Yeah.
the points
Bring
are
your
as a
camera.
board, and so that delegate would be there to represent the wishes of the board.
Yeah.
Not just themselves.
Just not themselves, right?
We would,
That's how that works.
Yeah, but Scott's pretty
we
good.
would have those, really, they want the information prior sooner so that they can get their list of delegates that are gonna be there, get the information out. We can have the discussion about the resolutions at the next meeting, we
Right.
have time to do that.
Right.
It's our next school board meeting is 2 days after this delegate
So
meeting.
it's a Saturday, October
Yeah,
18th.
but I think they are
9:30?
points, right?
Yep, via
Yeah.
Zoom.
We have to nominate, we have to have the people in before September, that's why we need to do the
September
nomination
10th,
now.
I think.
But the meeting is not until October,
Right,
and we'll have
And
time
then-
at the September meeting to talk
To
about the
discuss what
resolutions.
the points
Yeah.
are. And the resolutions you said are inside the doc.
Yes, and you have resolutions
So
in
you
there that you
can
can
take a
with
look
you.
at them, so you know what we're gonna be talking about on the next one.
So we would need a motion, this does have to go in the minutes.
Are you agreeable to do that, Scott?
Yes, yeah.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we nominate Scott
second.
to be the
All
SBA.
those in favor?
I'm not gonna vote.
That is unanimous. Thank you very
Yeah,
much,
thank
Scott.
you.
I guess I didn't need to
All
have
right.
that. Yeah.
Say you
Nope.
finish it.
Now's the
You
time.
It'll be all
need to-
easy to set up, right?
I'll walk you all through it, Scott.
Yeah, just go to the office that day, he'll set you up on his computer.
God.
Saturday night.
Well, I don't wanna switch
Now's the
over.
time for
Windows
calendar and
11.
You
announcements.
can sit in front of his computer and then he can go like this or like this.
Uh-huh.
On the other side of the computer, he can just sit there like this.
Cue card.
All right.
All right, calendar and announcements. Curriculum Committee, September 4th, 6 o'clock, central office. Policy, September 9th, 5:30 at the central office. Finance, September 16th, 5:30 right here. School board meeting, September 16th, 6 o'clock right here at the library and high school. Facilities Committee, September 11th, 4 o'clock at the central office.
Christina, are we gonna do the curriculum committee or are you gonna let us know?
I wanna talk with Abby.
Yep.
Like, we have one scheduled, so Abby.
All right, you wanna talk about that after this? Okay.
Usually our ACTC.
I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn.
I would second that.
Before you take the vote real quickly, in the September board meeting, we will have, that's when we'll have to, we didn't do it this month because we have to make a few changes with public safety, but remember we have to approve the school safety plan annually. We will do that at the September one. I will have copies of it. I will email you when the copies are ready. That's one that we don't distribute, just because we don't want all parts of our safety plan to be public.
Right.
I'll make copies available at the central office that folks can come over and preview before we would adopt it at the next school board meeting, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you can review it.
Come to the office.
You'll have copies here that evening as well.
That you can,
Yeah.
yes, but,
Yeah, so that we could do that in executive session, you got to kind of look over it and.
well, that's why if you want to come see it beforehand, so that you don't have
Yeah,
to,
it is.
because it's a lengthy document, so you wouldn't have to have the pressure of voting on something that you haven't had a chance to thoroughly review. So,
But if we did have specific questions, we would move into executive session.
Correct.
If
And
it was
people-
sensitive.
right, if folks wanted to move into executive session to talk about if they're general ones, Absolutely, we can do
It
that.
is, do we update who the school board members were?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
still have that, so.
Okay.
I didn't get with the motion myself, sorry for adjournment, was that Abby?
Yeah.
You motion,
Yeah.
She's struggling for a
and
little.
Alicia?
I seconded.
I
Okay.
second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to get out of here and get on with our lives. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you for all coming to see us on a warm summer night.